with this. Let me see. Hello. Let me just set this up. Move that a little bit. Maybe this. That was causing that. And scoot over. And that looks good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I think I'm going to have people joining me for the replay, which is fine. Usually I set myself up a little bit before, but now we are fully set up and ready to go. I hope everyone is having a wonderful full moon. This is a little bit too far over. Let me just scoot this way a tiny bit and see how that goes. That looks. Oh, was that too much? No, that looks good. I'm in the middle. All right. This is a really shiny part by the mirror, but hopefully that doesn't bother anybody. So this moon has been making me feel a little reclusive, so we'll probably end with a lot of meditation, or I might end it a little bit early. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to be working a lot with the hips to kind of activate the water element within the body. And yeah, that's really the main goal for today's class. So to begin, I do want to have a strap. So if you have a strap or a belt or something like that to use for later in class, that would be great. And if you don't have one, then you'll be fine without it. You can really just use anything though. You can use a towel or a rolled up t-shirt. There's so many ways you can modify for the yoga strap. Yeah, let's begin. Come to a comfortable seat. Palms face down on the thighs. Closing the eyes and settling in. Welcoming yourself to the practice today. Let's begin with some neck rolls. So bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Let your head hang, stretching out the left side of the neck. And as you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then let your left ear come towards your left shoulder, stretching out that opposite side. And roll back, dipping your chin towards your chest, moving very slowly and mindfully. And coming up. Let's do one more. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, coming up. And exhale down. And leaping your chin towards your chest, stretching the back of the neck. Maybe interlace your fingers behind the back of the head. And apply very, very little pressure here. Just kind of using your arms as a weight. And then release the clasp of your fingers. Press your fingers into your forehead and push your head up. to neutral. Let's start with Janu Sirsasana. So extend your right leg out to the side. Flex your foot. Keep your knee and your toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale, let's sweep both arms up. Extend through the spine. And exhale, leaning over to the side. So a side bend. Kind of shining the heart towards the ceiling and the front of the room. And I like to put my right forearm in front of that right leg. Breathing deep. And on an inhale, you can flip the right palm down, push your torso back up to neutral, lifting both arms up. And exhale, float them down. And let's switch legs. So extending the left leg out, fully flexing that foot, really activating through that leg. Inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, leaning over towards the left. And keeping that right hip down. Finding as much length as you can through the upper body. Inhale, pushing that left fingertips into the mat to come back up. And exhale, float the arms down. Let's move into a tabletop pose for a few rounds of cat-cow. So moving any props out of the way if you're sitting on them. So hips over knees, shoulders over your wrists. Let's inhale, broaden the collarbones, gaze forward, curl the toes under, and really keep the abs engaged here. Then exhale, uncurl the toes, tuck the tailbone in, and then push into your fingertips. A few more like this. Inhale, broadening the collarbones. We're pointing the tailbone kind of up, gazing straight forward. Exhale, curl it in, pulling the navel in towards the spine. Inhale. And one more exhale, rounding it up. And coming back to neutral. Let's loosen up the hips. So we'll start with the left, bringing the right foot or the left foot straight back and pointing your toes straight down. And then exhale, bring your knee in towards your chest. So we'll do 3 like this. Inhale, reach that leg back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, forward. Let's inhale again, reach it back. And this time just bend your knee and make big circles here. Just drawing big circles with your knee as big as you can. Nice and slow. Trying to keep the weight evenly distributed through your other limbs. You can reverse the directions of the circles. Let's bring that foot forward. So bring that knee towards your chest again. Plant that foot in between your palms. Then come up to a low lunge. So now we're stretching the front of the opposite hip. Gazing straight forward. Really making sure your hips are level here. Maybe reaching the arms up. And breathing deep, imagine your breath can go directly into the front of that right hip. Let's exhale, frame the front foot. Maybe straighten that leg out. Flex the foot. Get into the hamstrings here. Rebend that foot and come back to table. We'll do the same thing with the right leg and then the front of the left hip. So reaching that right leg back, strong through the other three limbs. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. And then exhale, coming forward. Inhale, knee back, and then bend that leg. And make big circles with your knee. Reversing directions. And then once again, bring your knee towards your nose. Step that foot in. And then push yourself up to a low lunge. Maybe just staying like this or reaching both arms up overhead. Exhale, coming down, framing that front foot. Scoot that foot forward a bit to straighten the leg. And flex the foot up. Maybe moving it side to side a little bit. And pushing into your palms. Step that foot back. Coming back to a tabletop pose. Making any movements that feel good. Right now I'm kind of swaying side to side. Kind of like an eel swimming through water. Tuck your toes under. Let's push into the fingertips and knuckles. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Hang out here for a moment. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open the hip. And if you'd like, you can just stay here or come back to dog, or you can make those big knee circles, opening and closing the hip. Other way. Good. And let's step that right foot forward. Come into a runner's lunge, really coming up onto your fingertips, gazing forward, and trying to let your hips sink while still extending forward. So you're almost trying to find space in between your torso and your pelvis. That's how I kind of feel about it. Take one big inhale, and then exhale. Let's step the left foot forward to meet the right. Coming into a forward fold. And keeping the knees bent. Maybe swaying side to side. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Let's inhale, push into both feet to lift all the way back up to stand. Take a few breaths here in Tadasana. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant both palms. Step it back into a plank pose. Hang out here for a second. Then you can come down onto your belly, either dropping to your knees first or just coming straight down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. So pushing your fingertips into the mat, pushing your hips and the top of your feet into the mat, and lifting the front of the body up. So like peeling your shoulder blades back. Exhale, coming back down, push into your palms, coming up through table, and then into down facing dog again. The same thing on the other side. So after a breath, let's inhale, lift the left leg up and make those big circles if you like. So just hang out here, make some circles with that knee. Just maybe 3 big circles in each direction. Again, same as before, trying to keep your weight evenly distributed through the other 3 limbs. I'm going to step that foot forward, maybe grabbing it with your hand, coming into your runner's lunge. Letting the hips hang. I'm trying to have it so that your front knee is over your ankle. Sometimes I have to scoot my back foot back. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, stepping that right foot forward. Letting the head hang. Swaying side to side. Like you're in an ocean, just hanging out. Like a big jellyfish here. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Then inhale, coming all the way back up to Tadasana. Taking a moment to ground in. Take a big deep inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Let's turn to face the long edge of the mat. So facing me now. Bring your legs wide, a bit wider than your hips. And toes out, heels in, coming into a goddess squat. So inhale, I like to reach my arms out. And then exhale, really squatting down. So bringing the thighs parallel to the mat. And kind of, you're pointing your knees directly over your feet, which should be about 45 degrees. So you might need to feel them like opening out and maybe swaying side to side. Now we really feel like a crab here for this Cancer full moon. Let's inhale, straighten the legs and reach both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And let's turn the toes in now. So slightly in, pigeon-toed a little bit. Inhale deep. And then exhale, fold straight forward from the hips. Let your head hang. Maybe swaying side to side like that big jellyfish. Maybe touching each ankle as you come to sway, or maybe you're just swaying a little bit. Press your fingertips into the mat. Let's inhale, lift halfway so your back is parallel with the mat. Bring your left hand in front of your face and your right arm up overhead to twist open. Exhale, replace the left hand with the right and lift that left arm up. Let's do a few more like this. Imagine you're moving through water. So just let your body flow from side to side. Exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you twist open. After your last one, just hang here. Inhale deep. Exhale fully. And on your next inhale, really push into both feet to lift up. Let's toe heel the feet inwards towards each other to be just a little bit more than hip width. Toes out, heels in. Palms come together to touch. And let's exhale, squat down, Malasana. Finding whatever Malasana looks like for you. If you want to stay up a little ways, it's a little bit more of a workout on your thighs. If you can come down all the way, you can really push your elbows into your knees to kind of open up the hips a bit more. And kind of make any movements that feel good. Again, just like we're floating around in water. Bring their hands down to the mat and then bring the feet down. Maybe bringing the hands behind you. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch for a butterfly fold. If you prefer to sit on a cushion during butterfly, grab that now. Sit up on the edge of the cushion and allow your body to come forward, keeping the spine nice and tall. Fold forward. And then kind of make a wave motion. So you're coming forward with your spine straight, and then kind of allow yourself to fold in or roll forward, chin to chest, and then push your palms into the mat to lift yourself up and roll up vertebra by vertebra, and then coming forward again. Making a few movements like this, coming in and out of the hips. Exhaling as you fold forward. Then as you inhale, pushing up, back to neutral. And come back up to neutral, hanging out here. Just notice how your body feels. Just come to lie down on your back. So moving nice and slow. Adjust yourself, coming down onto your elbows. And having your strap nearby. Roll down onto your back. And first finding yourself here. I'm just placing my hands on my belly with my feet flat on the mat. Let's take a reclined pigeon pose. So bring your left ankle over the top of your right knee, just under the knee. And then kind of energetically pressing that knee open. And if you like, you can bring that right foot in, maybe clasping your hands behind that thigh, maybe swaying side to side. Release that right leg down if you had it, and switch sides. Again, just pushing that knee towards the outside of, towards that way, the back of the mat. Maybe just staying here or pulling that left leg in. Make sure you keep your left foot stretched. Your right foot flexed. This helps your knee stay at the right angle so you're not twisting or anything like that. The knee only likes to move one direction, but if you want it to twist for you, it will. It will say, okay, I'll twist for you if you want. And you won't know if it's gone too far unless it did. Let's exhale, let that left leg come down. Bring both feet flat again. Let's take a little bridge pose here. So keeping your feet in towards the glutes, about towards where your fingertips can kind of touch the heel. Press your arms and hands into the mat. Press both feet into the mat. Then inhale, lift the hips up. Trying to bring one diagonal line between your knees and the back of the shoulders. So lifting your hips up as far as they can. Pressing strong, trying to keep your thighs parallel. Let's exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time. Using your strap now, let's grab our strap and wrap it around the left foot. So kind of just below the ball of the foot or on the ball of the foot, whatever you like. And reach that leg up. And then have the strap at a length where you can kind of hold on to it while keeping your elbows down. And just pulling gently here. Holding on to it like reins. And if you like, you can drop that leg open while holding on to the strap. So you're not going too far, only finding your edge, and then just hanging out there, your hip open. I like to drop my right knee off to the right, just to kind of counterbalance this so I don't flop over to the left with my leg extended like this. Breathing deep into the inner hip. Inhale, bring that foot back up to neutral and kind of bring it over towards the right now to come over top of this right leg. So now your feet are interlaced like this. Pull your knees in towards your chest and maybe pull the ankles off to the sides. So feeling a deeper stretch in the outer left hip, only pulling very gently. This is our shoelace pose. You kind of want to keep the knees in one line over your chest. Let's exhale, release that. Bring your feet back down to neutral. Maybe bringing your feet as wide as the mat and dipping your knees in, or making a windshield wiper motion. And let's do that same sequence on the other side, grabbing your step again, putting it around your right leg now. Bring it upward, kind of pulling it in, stretching the hamstrings a bit. Then exhale, let that foot float off to the right, just as much as until you feel that edge. And again, maybe letting the left knee go off to the left to really counterbalance this. I'm trying to let your body fully relax. It can be challenging here. Let's inhale, lift the right leg back up to neutral, and then letting it drift off to the other side and wrapping it around the other leg. Now pulling the knees in. And maybe you're just hugging the knees in. That even gives me a sensation over in this right hip, where you can again pull the ankles slightly down and away from each other. So you're almost kind of pulling like this way, if you can see me here. Only gently, don't like yank on it. That would not be comfortable. You only want to come to your edge to where you feel something slight over here. Or you might feel it in a different spot. I always feel it in the outside of my right hip. Let's release our legs back down, letting them unwind. Again, bringing your feet as wide as the mat, making a little windshield wiper motion, or just dipping the knees together to touch. And wherever you are, come to stillness now with the knees together to touch, bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And allowing yourself to come into full stillness. The hand on your belly, noticing the belly rise and fall. And the hand on the chest, feeling the heartbeat. You can stay here or you can extend both legs out into Shavasana. And if you extend both legs out, you're welcome to allow your palms to be face up alongside the body, taking up some space. Take about 7 more deep breaths here, letting your energy recalibrate, letting all of the work that you've done move through the space that we've created. Take another 2 or 3 breaths. As you feel ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe reach the arms up overhead, out to the sides even, like you're just waking up, rolling over to one side. Allow your upper arm to cradle your head. And then push yourself up to take a seat. Making any additional movements that feel good right now, maybe even shaking out the wrists or shaking the shoulders, letting anything go. And then coming back to stillness here in our seat, palms face down on the thighs. Let's join the palms together at the chest, at the heart center, allowing the left and right hemispheres of the brain and body to connect. And give yourself gratitude for coming to the mat today. Let's close our practice together by chanting Om one time. You're welcome to join or just listen. Inhale deeply. Om. And dip the chin and blink the eyes open if they were closed. Namaste. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. I'd love to know how it made you feel. If you'd like, you can leave a comment below. Please subscribe if you don't. Like the video, share it if you like. We've got this full moon energy. I mean, the moon will be moving out of Cancer, but the energy that comes in through the atmosphere will be here for another day or so. So thank you again, and I will see you soon. Namaste.